How y'all doing? Watching BET's show America vs. Hip Hop gave me the idea for this vlog. I get tired of the media saying negative things about rap and hip hop. It's hypocrisy. Rappers in the hip hop community call people who criticize rap haters because they're hypocrites. Those same people watch violent horror movies like the ones from that funny looking dude Stephen King. They watch serial killing shows like Forensic Files, CSI, Law and Order, all those I'm a Hero cop shows. Like Ice-T once said, y'all criticize rap and its lyrics, but you'll go pay to see Arnold Schwarzenegger kill police officers in the movie Terminator. Heavy metal bands have racial overtones in their music. Some metal bands spit blood at the audience during their concerts. Every time I hear a heavy metal song with no melody and a mullet-head white boy yelling at the top of his lungs, I think of the Ku Klux Klan. At least when Jimi Hendrix played the metal guitar, he had melodies and wasn't yelling like he had something stuck up his butt. There's an episode on Forensic Files where this white boy killed his wife after downloading a song from Guns N' Roses that glorified killing women. If a black rapper rapped about killing his wife or women, his music would be boycotted by blacks and whites. Except for Eminem. He could rap about killing babies and go platinum. Remember, young black America, rap started in the Bronx ghettos in New York, mostly by young black youth. It wasn't these kids' fault they had to live in a bad neighborhood. They lived with their parents. Instead of violently turning on the older generation for not doing anything about raggedy neighborhoods, they created hip-hop and empowered themselves. Hip-hop saved a lot of young black males and made them multimillionaires. They not only took themselves out of the ghetto, they took their families out of the ghetto, because a lot of these young successful hip-hop artists bought their families million-dollar homes. In other words, the child saved the parents. The parents supposed to save the child. The child ain't supposed to save the parents. Remember, young black America, a lot of older people don't like rap because they say rappers call women bitches and hoes. But when a brother in the hood tries to holler at a sister in the hood and she starts dissing him because he's doing the music thing and she thinks she's better because she has a job working for some old Republican across the tracks. She didn't know that brother was going to put out a rap song, blow up, and make millions while she's still on some old white boy corporate plantation, underpaid, struggling, and most likely taking care of her kids by herself. To the brother who lifted himself out of the ghetto through hip-hop, that girl who dissed him in the hood is a bitch. Don't want to be called a bitch? Don't act like a bitch. Because a lot of these young brothers are coming out of American ghettos and they are just rapping about their environment and how they feel. Remember, young black America, ignore all these religious hypocrites that say all these negative things about rap. I knew of a Baptist preacher who got a lot of rap CDs and ran over them with a steamroller in front of a crowd of onlookers. He said gangster rap was destroying the nation. Later on, this same preacher was arrested for molesting little girls in his church. At least rappers aren't raping kids like some of these priests and preachers. The VH1 biographies of the Temptations, the Jacksons, and Ike and Tina Turner shows us some members of the Temptations got hooked on heroin after they were successful. Look at the drama the Jacksons had, which is some of the reasons we lost Mike. Ike Turner beat Tina Turner like she was a slave who stole a biscuit out of the master's kitchen. Marvin Gaye got his brains blew out by his father. And in the later years, Motown artists like the Jacksons and Stevie Wonder feuded with Berry Gordy to have more creativity with their music. So the older generation can't criticize the young generation's culture. Theirs wasn't any better. I like listening to oldies sometimes, especially Prince and George Clinton, because their music is timeless. But eventually I need to hear something new, fresh, and innovative like Wiz Khalifa or New Boys. I can't sit up and listen to Johnny Taylor, Tyrone Davis, and Bobby Womack for too long because I start feeling like I'm 80 years old. I know this 60-something-year-old dude who has a small record label. He sends subliminal messages that he doesn't like rap, even though he has a few rappers on his label. He thinks that the 1960 and 70 bands are more talented because they play live instruments, so he criticizes the young generation making beats off keyboards. Ignore that old fogey rhetoric, young people. Making instrumentals off the keyboard is an art within itself. Remember, young black America, today's hip-hop artists are not hating on old school music like these old fogies are hating on rap. Rappers such as Snoop Dogg have said old school artists influenced them. Old school artists such as Ronald Isley, George Clinton, and Charlie Wilson have benefited financially later in their careers because today's hip-hop artists put them back in the limelight. If I live to be 80 years old, I will always support hip-hop and listen to what the younger generation is listening to, because that's how you get old-fashioned, not moving ahead with the new trends. Every time Lil Wayne, T.I., or any of today's MC put out a record, I go buy it. Sometimes I don't even open the CD and listen to it right away, but I'll always support these young brothers. Like Jim Jones' fiancée Chrissy said on VH1's Love and Hip Hop, artists aren't making a whole lot of money these days, and record sales are declining in the music industry. So it's important you continue to support hip-hop, young black America, because there's a lot of people that wish rap would disappear. Remember, young black America, the older generation is just jealous, because young black males came out of the ghettos and made millions rhyming behind beats. Rappers have done a lot of positive things the media mostly ignore. For instance, the Hot Boys donate thousands of dollars to the kids' Christmas in the ghettos of New Orleans. Snoop Dogg has a youth football league that does a lot to help inner city kids in LA and Chicago. In February, hip-hop artists got together to do a benefit for tsunami victims. Look at Russell Simmons and the positive things he does to empower the hip-hop community. Every time they think rap is fading, new school rappers like Soulja Boy, Wiz Khalifa, Drake, and Nicki Minaj explode on the scene to let them know rap will be here when they're dead and gone. Rap is a scapegoat, not for generational reasons, but also because it is a class-bound cultural product of America's most criminalized population, urban black youth. The genre has a ghetto-centric vibe that tends to discomfort many middle class. Remember, young black America, ignore these old fogies and their hate and rhetoric about hip-hop and rap. Coming soon, more controversial vlogs from Presidium'S message to young black America. Thank you.